What's going on YouTube? It's Xfinity13 here, back at it again with another YouTube video, and here we got a different kind of video. We got a tip video. Here we're going to have our top 10 budget players in MLB The Show 18 Diamond Dynasty so far. Now, this is my personal opinion. I've used most of these players, so I'm going off of not just their stats, but how they play. So some of them may not have the best stats, but you know what? For some reason, they play well. Some players are like that. And I think one or two maybe I haven't played with yet, or I've played very little, but I mean, just off of their stats, I know they're going to play well. But if you disagree with me, or even if you agree with me, comment down below and let me know what you guys think of this video. But here, we're going to get started here. We're going to start with number 10 and make our way down. So number 10, we're going to have Al Albuquerque, who is a pitcher. Now in this, I will show you also how you can get these players, whether they're in programs, whether they're from Conquest, or whether you can just buy them on the market. So here we go, Albuquerque here. Now for him, I believe all you need to do is get 50%. And to get 50%, I believe all you have to do is just finish 2 of these. So all you have to do is exchange the Tigers Road hat and exchange Tigers Road jersey, and you'll get a 77 relief pitcher. Now take a look at his stats for me, boys. 101, 98, and 99 break with 87 velocity. Now for a card that you're going to get for probably around 400 stubs, that's not a bad card. That is a great card for that value. Now I play him, and he does great. He does great. You can see his record here isn't great, but that's also because I'm doing Conquest, and with Conquest I'm letting the other team score and to keep the game going. But yeah, that record and all that doesn't really matter as of right now. But that's number 10. Again, I would definitely recommend all of these players. So that's number 10. Now with number 9, we have another program player. We have a third baseman, Alvarez, Pedro Alvarez. I have not unlocked him yet, but yeah, see, you need 50%. So all you need to do is you actually need to do all of these 3s. I apologize for that. You need to do all 3, but I mean, even all 3. Like you can see here. Like I can do it right now. I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now for y'all. So you need 500. I have 5 of those. Boom. Okay. There's one. We're not gonna be able to do it right now, actually. But you can see here, it's only 500 points. So 500 points is essentially nothing for the player. And then you need just 1 jersey. You need just a 1 hat. And then you get yourself an Alvarez. And you can see here, 104 power versus righties. Now you may be thinking, but he's 53 power versus lefties. All right, fine, fair enough. That's a fair statement, right? Have him come off your bench. Have him be a pinch hitter. You know, you're late in the game, 7th, 8th, 9th inning maybe, and you want to take out your starting pitcher. Throw him in. That's a great card for essentially 500 stubs, if that. So there you go with number 9. Number 8 is Kenny Vargas. Again, you get him from the programs, and you get his rookie card. Now, his rookie card, again, is good. Again, you got to do these 3 here, and I'll take a look at these stats. 89 contact, 83 power versus righties. Again, he's not very good anywhere else. He's not good fielding, not good arm strength, arm accuracy, any of that, not good speed. But hey, like I said for Pedro Alvarez, it's a good card to come off your bench. It's a good card to pinch hit, right? So he's number 8. With number 7 is no other than the Babe himself, Babe Ruth. And here we're actually going to go to statistics. Excuse me. Position players, home runs, sort. Babe Ruth. You can see here with Babe Ruth, I have 9 home runs with him. 9 home runs with this Babe Ruth, who, like I said, some of these cards aren't going to have great stats. You know, he doesn't look like he has great stats, right? 45, 57, 69, 77 as hitting stats. But for whatever reason, he puts the ball in play. for whatever reason, he puts. Look at his batting average for me. I'm averaging about 400 with him. That's outstanding for a 68 card that you get for literally free. All you have to do is load up the game. Load up the game. Go to your programs. Go here. Go to your programs, and he's unlocked at 0%. Zero. So he's already on your team, essentially. You just have to click on him. So that's another great card there. Another one. All right. So here we go. Next on our list, we got number 6. Number 6 is Yasami Grandel. I believe that's how you say his name. And you can see here, he got 44 hits, 9 doubles, 1 triple, and 13 home runs. Now look at his stats again. Look at his stats. Not great, right? 52 contact, 56 contact, 78 and 63 power. But he's got decent fielding. His speed is absolutely terrible, but I've noticed he just hits bombs for me. Absolute bombs, right? So, I mean, what's your speed really matter if you're hitting bombs like this? So, again, I would definitely recommend him. I think he is awesome. He's honestly one of my favorite players on the team. He bats 8th for me, and honestly, I'm thinking about moving him up. He just plays better than his stats say. All right. So, number 5, we got Adrian Gonzalez here. Now, Adrian Gonzalez, you get him from Conquest, right? But he's one of the earlier ones in Conquest, and honestly, he was so worth it. Look at those stats for me. 85 contact versus righties, 90 versus lefties. It's hard to find balance like that on a free card. It's hard to find balance. Usually you'll find one with really good contact versus lefties and then terrible contact versus righties. No, not with him. Not with him. He has great contact versus righties and lefties. And his fielding is honestly pretty good. So, like it says right there, his secondary position is right field. You can slap him there if you want to. You know, he can play right field. He can play first base. He's honestly a really good card, and I really like him too. All right, number 4, we got Brandon Moss, who is a free agent, and his stats are not that good, right? 83 power, though. On righties, he is an absolute stud coming off the bench. He is a stud coming off the bench. He's my second option coming off the bench. I have one other person before him, which I'll get to in a second. But he's the second guy that comes off my bench versus righties, and let me just tell you, he is amazing. You know, he can play first base, left field, right field. I mean, his arm strength and arm accuracy are okay. His fielding isn't that good. So, like I said, I don't think he's going to play on defense. So that's why I have him come off the bench. But, I mean, when he comes off the bench, he lights it up, and I'm always confident in him. So, number 3. Now, number 3 is one of my favorite players on the team as well. He comes off the bench as well. But look at that. A 74 overall bronze card with 96 power versus righties. 96 power versus righties. Are you kidding me? Anyone to guess how much Matt Olson is? 150 stubs. 150 stubs for 96 power versus righties. Now, that is a great card to come off your bench. That is a great card. Look at his batting average for me. 439. That is such a good card. Such a good card. Now to number 2. Number 2, I haven't played too much with him just for the simple fact that because with Conquest, you need to do certain missions with second baseman and all that, so he hasn't been in the game for me. But let me tell you, this dude's stats are unbelievable. 91 contact versus righties, 101 contact versus lefties. 101. And look at his fielding. He has 91 fielding, 52 arm strength, which is pretty low, but 79 arm accuracy. He is a stud. He can play the 2, second base really well. I mean, I wouldn't put him at third base just because of his arm strength is really low, but I think he could play the 3, make up for it with his arm accuracy. But I mean, he's a defensive starter. He is an absolute monster. I love him when he plays. He just doesn't get in the game for me because of the missions that I have to do. So he doesn't have the stats to show you. But he is my number 2. Now, here is an honorable mention. Now, an honorable mention that didn't quite crack the list, but very easily could have, is Yunel Escobar, shortstop. Now, let's take a look at his stats. 81 contact versus righties, 94 contact versus lefties. And he has decent fielding, so he could play if you wanted to start him. And he's a little bit of a utility guy. He can play second base, he can play third base, he can play shortstop, he can play anything, right? He can play 3 out of the 4 positions in the infield. 5 if you count the catcher. But I mean, honestly, 94 contact versus lefties, 81 versus righties. He is someone that can easily come off the bench. He plays for me too. He comes off the bench for me, and I really like that card. And look how much he is. 400 stubs. 400 for that card. For that card. Now that is honestly, I think, a steal. Now, here we go. Number 1. Now, before I reveal number 1, if you guys like this video, if you want more tips on, I don't know, how to do Conquest or Conquest Extreme, I'm about to start Conquest Extreme. If you want to know how to do that or tips on how to do that, let me know down below. Hit that thumbs up button. It helps me out. It lets me know you guys like what you're seeing. Now, here, with number 1, our number 1 budget player on our team, and I think in the game, is Todd Frazier. Now look at that. He does not start for me, but he comes off the bench, and he has 19 home runs. He's leading my entire team. Look at this. Look at this. 19 home runs. 75 overall silver. And guess how much he is, boys? He is a whopping 400 stubs. 400 stubs. 400. You can get 400 stubs playing a different game mode. It's easy. Easy peasy. Alright, so with him, he got 51 contact all across the board. 70 power versus righties. But let me tell you something. Him versus righties is unbelievable. I don't know what it is. It plays better than 70. Honestly, it plays better than 70. Every time he steps up to the plate, I'm thinking it can be a homer. Every single time. He steps up to the plate, I think it's going to be a homer. And, you know, whether I start him, whether I don't, I like having that kind of mindset when he comes up to the plate. It gives me confidence in him, you know. It's such a good card. I would definitely recommend him. I think he is number 1 on my list. And for 400 stubs, you cannot beat 104 power versus lefties. Now, you can see here, he's batting .395. He has 19 home runs, 188 place appearances. So, I mean, you tell me, 188 plate appearances and he's averaging .395, 41 runs, 73 hits, 44 RBIs, and when he plays, he's typically batting about 8th, maybe 9th. You know, if he starts, he's batting 7th, because I have Grandel bat 8, but then when he comes in for the pitcher, he's obviously hitting 9. So, I mean, how many people are on base for 9, right? Not too many, usually. So, I mean, I just can't stress enough how good Todd Frazier is. And his stats do not do him justice. You can see here, he's dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. He doesn't have any quirks or whatever they are, but you know what? He doesn't need them because he honestly plays the best on my team. So, that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you guys like what you see, if you disagree with me, if you agree with me, if you have other players that you think are worth mentioning, some budget beasts, then comment down below and let me know if you guys like this kind of stuff. I'll be back again with another video. be sure to hit that sub button, hit that like button, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, do whatever. I'm out. Peace.